Let's do this. Call to order the regular meeting of Dale City City Council for March 16th, 2026. Joe, would you call the roll, please?
Councilwoman Finch.
Here.
Councilwoman Brown.
Here.
Councilman Tatum.
Here.
Mayor Eason.
Mayor's here. Would you rise, please, for the invocation? Lord, we come to you tonight grateful for this country that we live in, grateful for our state, and grateful for our community. Lord, we ask you would be with the members of the armed forces that are serving overseas, that are engaged in battle. Just protect them, keep them safe. Lord, keep their families safe and secure, knowing that they're looked after and they're fighting for the mightiest army in the world. Lord, we thank you for all the blessings you've shown us. We thank you for our freedoms. Lord, we ask that you be with this council meeting. Lord, just give us the wisdom and the intelligence and understanding to make good decisions for the citizens of Dale City. In Christ's name we pray. Amen. Amen. Jim, would you lead us in the pledge, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. We've got some proclamations and presentations. And we're going to start off with presentation of VFW Leadership Award to Dale City Fire Department, Captain Tyler Payne. I saw Tyler coming in here. Where is he? Is he out there? Would you guys like to stand up and read your proclamation?
We actually, excuse me, good evening, Mayor. We actually have two certificates for Captain Payne. He was selected as our VFW Firefighter of the Year for Dale City, and I'd just like to read the citation. Veterans and Foreign War Certificate of Appreciation, Captain Tyler Payne, Firefighter of the Year, Dale City, Oklahoma, in special recognition and highest praise of alertness, personal courage, and ever-efficient guardianship of life and property. Signed by Gary Grantham, Commander, Gordon Wheeler, Adjutant, Quartermaster. And after he was nominated or selected by us as a Dale City firefighter, his application was submitted to our state organization. There was 48 firefighters from around the state that were nominated for the Firefighter of the Year Award. Captain Payne come in third place, and again, certificate of appreciation, special recognition, and highest praise for alertness, personal courage, and ever-efficient guardianship of life and property. Is signed by Jeff Harris, State Commander, Heidi Teeter, State Adjutant. And there's a little something from the Dale City Post that you can take your significant other out for dinner or buy donuts for the crew. Thank you.
Chief, how come these guys get laid? They look younger every year. I mean, what's going on here? Is Cody Brewer here? Yes, sir. Oh, Cody, come on up here. Yes, sir. I don't have a presentation for you. I just want to shake your hand, say congratulations. You're being promoted to captain.
Yes, sir.
All right. Very good. Thank you. Thank you. Would you like to say something?
No, I appreciate the opportunity and excited to be at Dale City. Yep.
Cody, it's because
you guys gave me a chance 16 years ago, and thankful for it.
We didn't take it back, did we?
No?
No, we didn't.
I've joked with them. Maybe they didn't want me here still, but I'm
No,
still
no,
here.
we want you here. It's guys like you and Tyler that make our fire department the service department that it is. And it's, like I always say, it's the people in Dell City that make it great. And you're a fine example of that, and we're glad to have you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you.
JD, I think we've got a presentation from Josh Schultz on the parade. Are we gonna have a parade this year, Josh?
We are going to have a parade.
All right, tell us about it.
Okay, I'm going to pass these out here in a second. Let me get them all organized and leave myself one.
So as Josh is handing this out, we had a conversation last week about the parade. He is so excited about it, he's recommending doing 2 a year instead of 1, right, Josh? Yeah.
That didn't sound sincere.
All righty. Okay, so I'm here to talk about the Armed Forces Day Parade. For all of you in the crowd, I do have the presentation back there in case you'd like to look at it. There's just a couple maps and things that you might want to see. And so we'll put those back up and forth as I go through this. So, all right, let's get through it. Okay, so as been discussed, that's been on Facebook, and I've had several people call and ask questions about, yes, there is going to be a new parade route. Real quick, I'm going to explain the new route, kind of explain the reasonings why, and then kind of continue to go through the presentation, and then I'm open up to questions or anything we want to talk about or me to delve more in depth in. So if you go to the third page of the presentation, you will see a map of the new parade route. That thin red line there that starts at about west of Bill Eisenhower and goes all the way down to Vicky, that is going to be the new route. It's a little under a mile long in total. So the last parade was 1.43 miles, basically, and so this is just cutting it down to about a mile. And so that's going to be the new route. So it's going to go from west of Bill Eisenhower and go down 29th Street east and end at Vicky Drive, which is where we normally end the parade. So just a quick pointers. So like I said, the route will begin there, and that's that red line there on the map. Roads will be shut down between Muncer and Dave Smith Drive, or if you know it more as Glen Avenue, which is that road right there by MTM. We will be starting shutdowns there at 7 a.m., and that is where we're going to be doing so that's where the staging is going to be. So we're going to have people coming in to be able to stage, park, and that are participants in the parade. So we will use Muncer and Dave Smith Drive to redirect traffic on 29th Street. As of right now, the only place that we know that is actually open on Saturdays there besides Walls is going to be Lassiter's, which is on the other side of 29th. If somebody is coming through, PD will let them through, like if that's their only option to get to Lassiter's to get their medication or anything like that. So we're not going to prevent that. We won't have direct through traffic. Obviously, one, it's kind of a safety concern as we're having people coming in and out, lining up on the parade. But also just we don't want people going through there if there's no reason to. But as of right now, I asked Destiny if they had anything going on. They said they don't have anything planned as of now. Obviously, if they did have something planned and they needed to get through, those people would be allowed to go and use those streets. It's just going to be a lot easier and safer than having to. We would also have to get enough cones and everything to go from Muncer all the way down the Glen, and also make sure that we're managing that traffic. So it's going to be easier for people who have to go through there. But if you don't have to go through there, I would just avoid 29th or go around to Bryant and come down if you have to go to Lassiter's. And like I said, there's no other, we are not blocking any neighborhood streets. So Muncer and Dave Smith or Glen Avenue will be open. So if that's the way you leave your neighborhood, the only thing is if you usually turn left on Glen, you're gonna have to turn right. And if you usually turn right on Muncer, you're going to have to turn left. That's kind of be the only difference there. So that's going to be kind of the way we redirect traffic from there. So going to this Next slide, which is probably everybody's question, and the question I've had to answer the most is, why are we changing it? That's a very good question. I'm sure many of us probably remember that we used to have the parade start all the way at AYSO a long, long time ago. It's been off the highway on the service road in the past. We've gone all the way down to Reno. And so there's a question of why can't we do that? Well, as Del City has grown, that means we have a lot of businesses that are there. That means neighborhoods have grown, people live there. So the reason why I've been asked why we can't put it on Sunny Lane in front of the high school is we would basically have to close 17th all the way up significantly to almost where that Baptist church is there on Sunny Lane. And that is going to block off every neighborhood and their entrances, and probably, I would assume, probably predominantly where they exit out of as well, from basically 7 o'clock in the morning until we were completely done. And those people would not be able to get out of their neighborhoods. It'd be a safety for our fire department, our police department, and responding if anything is to happen in those neighborhoods. They would obviously have to go all the way around to the other side or find a different entrance, and that could bring times up when you want to respond quickly. And also for those businesses, I mean, if you open at 9 a.m. and you usually show up at 8, you're not getting there. So it's not even the opportunity for some of them that open at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock to even be there, much less we would have to have that completely shut down with no parking for them to be able to get people to come to their business, not even like be able to walk across the street, because we would have to use the high school as our parking lot. So that's kind of the biggest issue there. And the reason I say that is because the high school is building a new athletic facility. They're growing, and they're going to build a state-of-the-art indoor athletic facility. The original plan was to put that in the back visitors parking lot. Obviously, with it being a flood zone and how much it would cost to bring that out of the flood zone, it made a lot more sense for them to bring it up front. The goal with a lot of schools now is try to keep the students away from being outside as much as possible, to be able to walk through buildings and not have to go outside except to go to lunch. So they are going to take up basically the entire senior parking lot. That brings two issues. The first year that we put it at the high school, we used the visitors parking lot and we used the junior parking lot, or as probably many of you know, is where the parking where you go for the football games. The issue that we had there was people were going through 20th Street, having to come off Vicky. People were driving, entrants were driving through people's yards. They were getting frustrated. The traffic was backed up. So that means you can't get out of your house. It's very frustrating. And you probably don't want someone with a giant truck and trailer driving through your front yard. And so that was part of the issue. It was also difficult navigating them if you showed up late to get from the visitors parking lot all the way to the junior parking lot. Because if you're number one and you're up there and you have to pull in down at the visitors and we're already at 60, 70, then you're not getting up there in an easy way. So you have to re-navigate everything. So that's why last year we moved it up to the senior parking lot. We still had some of those issues. If you remember, it was still pretty tight. It's a tight fit up there. The other problem is the high school still has events going on. So last year they were going to the state track meet. So we had cars parked in the parking lot. They had, I think it was a Little League, like middle school age students were doing a basketball tournament there. So we had parents parking in the front parking lot to go into the field house. And we had a baseball tournament at the ballparks. We obviously can't stop them from doing any of those things. We did inform them. But, you know, and the high school's informed, and the coaches even said, we told the people where to park, where you told them to park, and, well, you can't make people do anything. And while we were trying to get everybody in there, the school bus to pick up the track kids to go to the state tournament had a very difficult time getting in and out of there, because we had the Shriners on one end, so they couldn't get out that way, but we had people coming in trying to get in and be part of the parade. So that's kind of, it is going to alleviate some of those issues being on the main road, because we're going to basically, and I'll go a little bit more detail, utilize that turning lane and then the southern lane there in front of Bill Eisenhower on 29th Street to be able to navigate that. So people can come through, that we can navigate them, we can make them back up. It's a little bit more simpler than having to navigate those parking lots. But ultimately, by February 2027, they are planning to have it completed. Now, I don't know when construction is. More than likely, probably wouldn't affect us anyways, but it's something that we are going to have to do next year. So it is my opinion that let's go ahead and do it now. Let's figure out what we got to do versus, you know, I don't want to wait and then they delay the construction and then we plan on doing it at the high school next year, and then all of a sudden, boom, they're starting construction, and now we're stuck. And so I didn't want to do that. I felt like, let's go ahead and do this now. Let's get a plan in place. And so that's what we decided as a group. I met with all of city staff and kind of went through some different plans and different ideas, and we felt like this is the best and safest one. The other two were to park inside the cemetery. They offered that. If you know where the hands are, there's just that road right next to it where they kind of have the processions go through. We were going to line up there. My concern was, and a lot of our concern was, is, you know, if someone gets frustrated and they get mad and drive through, we would really hate for them to get frustrated and accidentally hit a tombstone or run a family member's grave over, and that we felt that that may not be respectful, because sometimes some people get a little intense. It's stressful, so we just didn't want to, we wanted to avoid that completely and not leave that up to any opportunity for something like that to happen. And obviously we looked at Sunny Lane and we just kind of felt that the same issues were there. So going into staging, so like I said, the parade will begin west of Bill Eisenhower on 29th Street. So that is kind of across the street from Walls, right across from Destiny Christian Center, if you know where those are. And the building number for Bill Eisenhower is 3900 Southeast 29th Street. And so in that purple area that you see on your next map, that is going to be where those our entrants are going to line up. So they are going to line up from west of Bill Eisenhower down to Glen Avenue. We don't anticipate them having to go all the way down there, but we wanted to make sure we have enough space in case it was needed. The goal is, if you drive down, it's a 4-lane road with a middle road, with a turn lane in the middle. Our plan is to use the southern road and the turn lane as kind of our main lineup spaces. So that way we keep a lane in between them, so in case we got to navigate, and obviously if we had to go to a third lane, if we had that amount of entrance, we had the opportunity to do that with still keeping some space so people can come in and out. We can navigate people who may show up early, may show up late, and make sure that they get in their correct positions. If you see those 3 red boxes right there in front of Walls, where that the Western Hall of Fame used to be, that business center, and where Destiny is, that's where people will be able to park. If they need to be, in front of Bill Eisenhower, and of course they can go at Cash Saver if they want to walk down. Those are for volunteers, people that are on the floats, you know, the people that need to put their trailer with the horses out, like the sheriff's department has to do, the Shriners to be able to have a place to be able to park and be able to be and set up. And of course, like I said, the volunteers and everybody that needs to be there, whether that's city staff, whether that's parade entrants that have people walking with them, throwing candy, whatever they have, so that way they're close to the parade and have a parking space. So that's where they're going to be able to park. We will allow people to go up to Walls once we start getting kind of an idea of where we're at. If they want to watch the parade from that close, we're not going to say they can't do that, but ideally we want everybody basically parking Cash Saver east, sorry. So from Cash Saver to the east. So that's kind of the staging area. The next thing is the festival. So this is kind of a thing that we have talked about for several years. With how big of a task the parade has been, it is would have been a lot to plan. Obviously, we're going to need to we're cutting everything, you can say, in half, but even the amount of barriers, we're almost looking at a third of what we have to order. So and we've talked with PD, we may not even need to get that many barriers. We may just have enough police cars to line up and block the road without having to get the barriers. So we're going to have a little bit more extra when it comes to staff and not having to worry about so much like we do at the high school when you have to separate the parking lots. And because you're going to have to we had to block everything from in front of the high school all the way down 29th Street. So this green area to the left there, on the east side of Rose Lane, that is where we're going to have 2 20-by-40 tents. Those are going to be with tables and chairs. That's going to be where people can eat, get out of the sun. Obviously, in Oklahoma weather, it was like 15 degrees this morning, and it's going to be 90 by the end of the week. So we never know what the weather's truly going to be like. But we know in past when we did the fiesta there were some issues. There's not a lot of place to escape the sun. So we wanted to make sure people had an ability to go sit down. That's where the food trucks are going to be as well. So we're going to say, hey, grab your food. You can eat there. If you're hot, you can go sit down. That way you can get a little bit out of the sun and not have to just stand outside.
The tents, are you purchasing those, or are we using the ones that the city has?
So we're renting those because we still need to utilize the tents from the city for check-in and the water stations, because we'll still have 3 water stations and then where the announcers are going to be. So we'll still use those 4. The blue area is where the vendors are going to be lined up. So they're going to be lined up on Epperly Drive between 28th and 29th Street. We will have to probably, and this is something we've discussed, is block that off beginning in the evening of Friday the 15th. The reason being is we just don't want someone to park in there. That was kind of the issue we ran into when we did the last event there. We had some of the hairdress people's customers park there, and they were in the middle of a perm, and we were like, if you're going to leave in like the next 30 minutes, you probably want to move your car or you're going to be like stuck. So we want to avoid that. Everything not colored, we're not going to block that off. That will be completely available for parking. So people will be able to park over there in front of Honeybee and all those parking spaces. That area that we're not utilizing for the food trucks and for the tents will be available for parking. So we're still going to let people park there. We're not going to say you have to close down for the day. It is going to be a slight inconvenience because they're not going to be able to park directly in front of you. We want to just avoid where someone parks there and then we have to tell them to move. And we just don't want to do that because I knew it was a little bit of a frustration for some of them, which I completely understand when they're half their hair's done and they have to run out and move their car. The purple area there to the west is the post office parking lot. That is where our vendors are going to move over once they drop off their stuff and set up to park. A lot of vendors that I've noticed in the events we do usually have maybe their husband, their wife, maybe their children, or somebody drop them off with their stuff and then they leave. But for those that do come and bring their vehicles and they're staying the entire time, we want to give them an area to park and make sure that that is dedicated. PD will have that blocked off the night before, and there will be an officer there to make sure that they're able to get in there, they're able to park, and that way they have a dedicated area to park. The orange area is overflow, so if we do get a lot of vendors that come in and we run out of spaces, I think we counted in total was 35 in that small little area, and including in front of the post office if we had to do that, there was 35 total. So we have 40 vendors. Not all of them are bringing a car. Some of them are trailers or something like that. So if every single vendor was there and brought a vehicle and they stayed, we would obviously go over and have to do a little bit of overflow. But we don't anticipate that because some of them were food trucks that signed up and other things like that. So we kind of have an idea of where we're going to be. So we think that's going to be enough spaces, but we wanted to make sure that we have another dedicated area for them to be able to park. Oh, look at that. Okay, so continuing on the festival. So we are going to be having a fireworks show that is going to be at Bill Eisenhower at sunset. So what we're going to be telling the vendors is, so we don't know, I mean, obviously this is the first time we've done it as part of the parade, but we do have a lot of people at the parade. We're not going to really give a time for them to end. What I have basically told the vendors is if it's dead at 5 p.m., I'm not going to force you to stay. But if there's people coming in and they're still shopping and they're still hanging out and they're still enjoying their time, we are going to keep it going until it is time for the fireworks. We have to gauge, we're going to have to see how people react to this, how people enjoy this. Is it going to be dead at 1 o'clock? Is it going to be dead at 2? Or are they going to keep on going until it's over? We don't know. Like you said, I kind of put at the end at 5 p.m. We just kind of think that's usually where some of these events end. But like I've told all the vendors, if people are still there and still selling and you got stuff to sell and you got food to give out and they're still coming, I'm not going to tell you to leave. And then we're going to encourage people to go over to the fireworks show. If it kind of ends at 5, they had about 75 people when they did it on Memorial Day last year. And obviously Memorial Day is a travel holiday, so a lot of people leave town. And so if we think that if they got 75 people to come on a holiday where most people are out of town, doing it on a holiday where it's not usually a travel holiday, I think we'd still get a lot of people even if the festival and parade stuff ends early. Because that's still something to look forward to. They're still going to have food. They're going to have games outside. And if the Thunder are playing that night, they will be putting it on a big blow-up screen so everybody can watch. So there will still be something enticing them to come and move over to Bill Eisenhower. We'll encourage some of our vendors and our food trucks to go over there as well if they still have stuff to sell. We're going to make sure that they're able to do that. but ultimately, that's kind of where the night will end. So we haven't predicted when we looked. Now, this was a couple weeks ago. When we looked, it said 8:38 is when the sun officially sets. So we anticipate sometime between 8:30 and 9 is when the fireworks show will start. We're just going to wait officially till it gets dark. So that's kind of the quick go through. And I am open to any questions, any more in-depth things that you need to ask or curious about.
Josh, this new route, I think it's going to streamline the event quite a bit, and I think it's going to work well. In the past, when we were strung out all the way to Reno at the church there, one of the problems was getting people back to their cars, back to their starting points. And it looks to me like after you make the turn on Vicky, you can come right back down
Yeah.
28th
That's
Street
exactly what we're going to tell them to do.
and either stop at the festival or go on to their cars and go into the area.
Yes, sir.
You're going to have some signs up, right?
Yes, sir.
Something to
Yes, sir.
direct them.
Yes, so we'll have signs up and what we're going to tell them is we'll do a map. That's kind of where I dropped the ball last year. I kind of didn't give them, I told them how to get back to the high school, but I didn't think that for people that needed a visual, and we almost lost our 552nd Air Base Wing Commander. He almost drove on the wrong side of the highway in his golf cart, but he was fine. He thought it was fun. He got to see all of Del City. So, but we're going to basically have a map and basically show them, hey, you can turn down 28th, but if you do have like a big trailer and then maybe it's too tight, you can go, we'll explain how they can go all the way down to 15th and how to get all the way to Bryant and come down around if they have to go that way.
I think they could make 28th all
I
right,
think-
but JD, we probably, at the intersection of 28th and Sunny Lane, we probably ought to have an officer there because there's going to be a lot of people
Yes.
crossing going back. So let's plan on putting an officer
Okay.
at 28th and Sunny Lane to assist people that are going straight down 28th.
Will do. And I did plan on having somebody at 28th and Vicky as well to make sure that we're directing them down. So that's a good idea too, to make sure we're not.
Yeah, help them get across Sunny Lane.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Josh, do you have any plans to put up any little signs pointing the area where the food trucks and the vendors are going to be?
Yes, so I have to get a new sign for, I think last year we kind of were trying to figure out where it was. A sign that said the parade was this Saturday. So we're going to get a big 4x8 that's going to go out on Sooner and 29th like we've traditionally had in the past. So I'm going to order a new one. And then I'm going to have one at Sunny Lane that's kind of pointing in that direction that we'll put out to say where the festival is, the date and all that. And then I'll have one at the festival there on on Epperly in front of the 29th Street there, right by, on that little median there. And that way it kind of says, hey, this is where the festival is, so people are kind of aware. I would assume they know, but sometimes you want to be able to say, hey, here's where everything's at and what is located here. So yeah, and all that information will be on the signs. I don't think we're going to do it on the one on Sooner, but we'll definitely have it on the one on Sunny Lane is my plan.
People have traditionally lined up on Sunny Lane between 15th and 29th Street. Those are not going to be very good viewing spots this year. Can we get out on social media and give everybody, start a week or so ahead of time?
Yes.
And begin telling people, don't anticipate the parade going down Sunny Lane.
And something we're doing is we're going to make sure that's clear in the newsletter that goes out. I want to say that goes out this week. So it's going to be in the newsletter for this week.
Good.
And it's going to direct everybody to our website and this program. And then I'm going to record this portion of the council meeting so that way people can listen to it. The slideshow will be on there to explain everything with the pictures of where the new parade route is. And then we'll definitely be putting it out on social media. And I'll probably try to get it in the Beacon as well to make sure people know. And then me and JD talked about getting someone on a megaphone and still going down and saying, hey, it's moved up.
Yeah.
Because I think I mentioned it last time, I got a few phone calls wondering why it wasn't at Reno. And I was like, well, it's been a few years since we've done it there. So we want to make sure, so we'll definitely do everything we can to make sure the news gets out there that it has moved, but still the day of, we will have someone go down in a good amount of time so people can move up to Sunny Lane.
Yeah. Okay, good deal.
And I realize it's still 2 months away, and you're probably still working on getting some more food trucks or vendors or participants. Are you prepared tonight to tell us any of the vendors or food trucks or participants that have
I can
committed?
pull up my list real quick. I didn't plan on it, but I have it right here on my phone. So as of right now, let me get over to my, I don't remember which one I put it in. Nope, not that one. This one. Okay. So right now, we are at we have 30 vendors officially in the parade, in the festival portion. We have several that have applied that we're going to get back to. I'm going through and just double checking. You know, we don't want like 5 people selling Sensi's. One, that'd be a lot of people selling Sensi's, but 2, I just don't want to make sure we're not doubling or tripling up on people. And so we have, as food trucks, we have the Flamingo Mini Donuts food truck.
Ooh.
We have Nothing Bundt Cakes will be there. Let me scroll down. Sip City, so they sell different types of lemonade. She's a student. I believe she goes to Carl Albert. She started this business about a year ago, and she was selling it out of her house, and now she has a full truck and trailer. So we're excited to have that. I think that'll be good for that. We have the Colorado Green Chili Lady will be there. I'm trying to read off my list here and see where everybody else. Feng Cha will have a spot there. And then, so Playa Plates or Plates, I'm assuming it's Playa Plates, is going to be fried rice and smash burgers. And then I had someone, Polar Rush will be there selling snow cones and everything like that. And then I had I don't have it on this list, but I had a Mexican food truck reach out to me and email the other day, and so they should be there. I don't remember what they're called, but they sell burritos, things, fajitas, things like that. So we have several that are going to be out there, but we'll still be taking more that are a variety and accepting them into this portion.
Okay, I've had one food truck that's not on that list that's contacted me, and they're interested in coming. Are you going to have room for one more?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Is that the one you forwarded the email me to?
Yes.
Okay, they haven't reached out to me?
Yes, I'm going to follow up on that.
Okay. Yeah, but yes, I didn't include them on that list, but yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, absolutely.
But regardless, you'll find room for them.
We will find room for them.
Okay, thank you.
Is there anything that the city needs to purchase, not related to the chamber specific, but that we need to purchase on the city side to be ready for the parade that you're aware of, or are you able to utilize whatever stuff that we have pretty well?
I think we are able to. The only thing that we were trying to figure out was the giant 20 by 40 foot, just went blank, tents, but because we were still going to have to use, I mean, we could combine the ones we have and be able to do that, but we were able to find a pretty good price from Crossland, so that's not too terrible. Yes, sir.
Josh, turn around and see if anybody in the audience has a question for you. I think Mr. Hightower might.
Anybody have any questions for me?
You're calling it a festival. What are you going to be doing for the children? What have we got going on for them to draw families?
So, right now, and hopefully no one from the Thunder's watching me. So we have put in a request for a few of the Thunder cheerleaders to come out and their storm chasers to come out. I cannot officially say something literally until 24 hours before. That's kind of the only issue because that's playoff season. So if they have a game, let's say they have a game Wednesday and it's game 4, and if they win, they don't play on Saturday, then we're good. But let's say they lose and they have to play on Saturday, they're going to let me know, like, oh, cheerleaders can't come. So I'm not allowed to announce that or put that out there that they're for sure here literally until the day before. Rumble should be in the parade. That should be okay because they have multiple Rumbles out there. And then so
Don't
we're
ruin
looking
the
at...
magic, man. Come on now.
There's only one Rumble. So, but we're trying to, I mean, we're looking for music. As far as things for the kids, I'm not going to lie. I'll be completely honest. I didn't think about that, but I think we can figure that out. Well, the issue we have with this area is if we start adding that stuff, we lose parking. Did everybody hear that? Ron said he's got it. He's going to figure it out. I heard Ron volunteer. Ron's in charge of the parade. Here you go, Ron.
Yeah. Could we do a bouncy house in that separation between the PD and Rose Lane?
I don't see why not.
I think maybe that it would be a good opportunity to reach out to some art students or maybe some art classes. Maybe we could just get some drawing things, some face painting, some things that the kids can actually get their hands on, some kind
A
of
balloon
project that they can
artist.
do. And I'm sure the Arts Council, our arts teachers, Rose State artists would be more than happy to help us out.
I bet if we did a snow cone thing like we've done in the past, where we give snow cones to kids, that would be popular.
I will ask Polar Rush.
I wonder if our new 3D printing business would be willing to help as well.
It's a trap, Josh, don't do it.
Go ahead, sir, sorry.
Yeah, and I haven't heard this mentioned, but at most festivals in Oklahoma, I think you see beer.
You what?
And a beer truck,
A beer truck.
or a beer tent or something. Now, I know we're inviting.
We're talking about kids, Jim.
We're switching away from the kids.
So, I mean, I think that would help people. I mean, I like drinking a beer with my Mexican food if I'm going to be eating truck.
There-
And but you have to make sure people,
I guess that would be a city question if I'm allowed to even,
Well, my first thing is I have to modify my notes because I put Jim Hightower, do something for the kids / beer truck. So I think I need to separate that out just a little bit further. But yes,
Josh-
I would authorize that for this event if it's done right.
I'll start going, do you have anybody? Ron, you're selling beer?
no, I know. I just didn't know if it was a possibility first. And then,
Well, if it is, I'll definitely look into it.
maybe draw people a little bit also.
Okay,
I don't know. This is our first year to do this type of
yeah.
festival. It needs to be probably advertised.
Maybe we can get the Duff Man out.
Josh, I believe at the
Duff.
musical festival that we had there in that same location, they did have a beer truck.
I think they did.
Uh-huh.
That Mexican food truck that was across, is that where who you're talking about?
It was a whole truck that did nothing but beers and specialty beers.
Okay. I'll look into it. Yes, ma'am. Yes, please do. Do you want
Or
us
you
to
could
get rid
just
of
give
them
us-
too while we're at it?
I
or-
was like, you could just give us keys to the barn. That sounds like the way to go.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, have them call me. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Weather season. I already asked. It's the same thing with it's the same thing with the neighbor's night out. I reached out. Basically, I'm told is because it's weather season, unless you want to give me $10,000. We have so Mike Glover, who's one of the reporters for News 9, he comes out and he's the one who's done the announcing. He's done it for how many years now? 2 or 3 years. So he's the one that does an announcement, does all our announcing and does everything and MCs it. And he usually brings somebody, another young anchor or somebody with him. But I did reach out because I did it for the Neighbors Night Out. But because it's tornado season and severe weather, they just don't commit their big talent to come out. They wrote a $10,000 check. Yeah.
Josh.
Yes, sir.
Josh. We're running long on time.
Oh, sorry. Is there any other
Wrap it up.
from the council? Anything else? We're good?
You'll be coming back, right? We'll see you again between now and the parade.
Hopefully, you know.
Okay, we'll save our questions.
If you don't, you know, then you call 911 and come check on me.
All right.
All righty.
Thank you, John.
Thank you. Oh, I know.
All right, let's move on to item number 4, public and council input. Is there anybody in the group that would like to speak to the council on non-agenda items? So, yes, ma'am, come up to the podium, state your name and address.
Ellen Cotillo, 4817 Southeast 19th Street, Del City. And this time I'm not crying. Thank you again, Mayor and council members. So quickly, as you know, our fight is to save animals. I'm gonna cry. Save animals.
Hold the microphone a little bit close. There you go.
As you know, our fight is to save animals. And there are so many animals that are lost, stolen, dumped on the streets. It's getting out of hand. So I came up with this idea, if the fire department and the police department could possibly get scanners, purchase scanners, so that when an animal is found at 2 o'clock in the morning, they have somewhere to go to have it scanned, versus dumping it because they cannot get somewhere to scan it.
That's a good idea.
The scanner like that our animal control has that lets you see if they're chipped?
Yes, yes, please. My husband and I are also willing to, if we can, to get a scanner as well and post on public forum, social media, come to my house from 8 to whatever, to have your animal scanned. Because the shelter, for one, is overcrowded. People have no resources, they don't know where to go, and it's getting really bad. If you were to read the Nextdoor app, you would shut it off, because there's just way too many irresponsible people, sorry, they don't take time to have it scanned, whatever, keep it, because once again, if it goes to the shelter, we all know that they are euthanizing for space. We don't want that to happen. I'd be willing to create a Facebook page as well, if you guys could post on Del City Fire Department, anywhere we can get the word out that they can be scanned at this location for free to see where the animal belongs to. The only problem is, a lot of times, when they adopt an animal, they don't update the chip to their name, so it'll go scanned as OKC. OKC then has to find out where the owner is, same way with Midwest City. And that's also the owner of Mary Swap Meet is going to allow my husband and I to have a table there, the space free, to possibly get donations and a food drive as well for the shelter. And I spoke with Chief Williams, and we're gonna work out some things too as well to get donations for the shelter, because they are running out. So, but, and then there was a watch meeting Mayor and I talked about. I have ideas for that as well, but I'll wait until that meeting to discuss things, because I'm still getting stuff together and things written up for that to help the animals too. So, but.
Quick question, when you're referring to the shelter, you're referring to the one in Oklahoma City on 29th and Bryant area?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay.
But that's it. Of course, thank you for your time as well. Great seeing you.
Thank you for taking care like that and taking the time like that to move this forward. We appreciate you.
We appreciate you. Unfortunately, we do have to leave though, because I work overnights now, so I need to go to bed so I can get up and go to work. But I'll keep you updated. The chief and I have talked about things that we're going to talk about. And stand up a second. And as you know, this is our new foster dog, Elsa, but we have recently adopted her from the shelter. So, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Pam's like, no. And then that's all, unless I come up with something else on the next meeting.
All right.
Thank you guys
Thank you
so
for
much.
coming out.
Thank you,
guys.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else in the public that would like to address the council? Ron, step up to the podium and state your name and address.
Ron McCall, 3403 South Wolford, Del City. Yeah, I'm the guy that everybody's picking on. That's okay. I promise not to take as long as Josh did, but I've got a few items to cover. One, excuse me. We've been trying to get to Old Town Neighborhood Watch back up and running. We've had 2 open house meetings type thing. Nobody from Old Town has shown up. We've got more people coming in from Epperly Heights. We're not going to quit, though. Next month, correct me if I'm wrong, the second Thursday in April at the community center, 7 o'clock.
Yes.
We're going to try again. We're inviting anybody that's interested in the Neighborhood Watch getting developed in Old Town. Please come on out. We're not asking you to take it over. We're not asking you to be the president or anything else.
Hey,
We just want some input.
Ron, let's try and offer pizza.
I brought chicken and nobody ate it.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
I would have been there. I didn't know.
Well, we understand you had other obligations, and we appreciate that.
I was busy, yeah.
On those lines, as far as neighborhood watch groups, Josh alluded to it, a neighborhood night out coming up in late April. I've got April 25th, and I don't have my notes in front of me, but April 25th, 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the community center. We're having a neighborhood night out.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have bouncy house.
How about a dunk tank?
It's a little early in the year. We checked on it. Pardon? Yeah, well, JD's offered to do it, but, no, we will not have the dunk tank. Bouncy house.
I made money for those people. It was weird and upsetting, but it worked.
Yeah, well, and we appreciate all those that did get up there. It was exhilarating. Yeah. We'll have food trucks. We'll have the snow cone truck. We'll have a lot of vendors. I understand we've got 25 different vendors already lined up for inside. The neighborhood watches will be set up in there. We're going to have recorded music, a DJ type thing. Hopefully some inside games, some outside games, cornhole. We're trying to make it as family-friendly as possible. Get the kids out there.
Mm-hmm.
You get the kids, you get the family.
Are you going to have a beer truck?
No. No. I said
Sorry,
family.
Jim.
Family. Yeah. Thanks a lot. Get me, yeah. Then, coming up before that, we're going to have another Blinky Blitz. And this one is going to be on March the 28th. We're going to concentrate this one on Old Town again. See if we can't get something going there. I mean, at one time, we had the entire city blanketed with neighborhood watches.
That's right.
Right now, we've got 4 very active, a fifth one that is there, but needs some help. And we plan on giving as much help as we can.
Smirching your neighborhood
You know,
watch.
And we realize that people are
6 to
busy.
10 people that show up.
Pardon?
We have 6 to 10 people that show up. and
Right.
That's better than 0.
Right, I understand.
And it's our older citizens that show up, that own their properties. They're concerned about their neighborhoods and they show up.
Exactly. And that's one reason we would really like to see Epperly Heights get started to get up again and rolling good. We had 8 at one time for the city. All active, all rolling good. We need to get them back. It's preemptive this time. Last time it was proactive. We had a big gang problem going on, and we started the neighborhood watches up again, and it helped. It cracked them down. We need public interaction. And yeah, okay, I'm probably right. If I pass my 5 minutes? All right, I'm sorry. I'll get out of here.
Get a rope.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ron. And how long have you been involved in Neighborhood Watch? I just want to ask that one question. How long have you been involved in it? I know you're... Since 96. 1996, right? Not 1890. 19. All right. Ron, thank you for that because, neighborhood watches are instrumental in helping the police fight crime. And You're president of Danwan. We appreciate what you do there, Ron. Thank you. Yes, sir? Round two?
Real quick, Joshua Schultz, 4321 Spiva Drive. I would like to anticipate, Brahms opened a lot earlier, I think, than they were expecting. So I don't have all the details yet, because they reached out and were like, hey, we're opening early. And I'm like, no complaints from me. So keep kind of your calendars in the morning time. We're kind of looking like 11:30, between 9 and 11:30, doing a ribbon cutting for them next Monday. And then they're going to have a week celebration. They're going to do a lot of different things for the re-grand opening, and that is for the Brahms on Sunny Lane off I-40. So when they originally emailed me, they were planning on opening on the week of the 30th, and then we would do it on April. And then she reached out to me and was like, we open this week. Can you do it in 2 weeks? And of course said, absolutely, we'll be there for you. And so hopefully I'm going to have more details by tomorrow, and then be able to push that out. So I just got to get them to approve everything and make sure that we're following their branding guidelines. But just anticipate next Monday to be ribbon cutting for them.
Okay, if you can stay away from 9 o'clock, I've got another meeting at 9 o'clock.
We will stay away from 9
Stay
o'clock.
away from 9 o'clock, and I'll be there.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Josh. Is there anybody else that would like to address the council on non-agenda items? Mr. Hightower, state your name and address, please.
Jim Hightower, 3221 Epperly Drive. I don't want to become known as the beer guy.
It's too late.
Anyway, my deal is, it deals with another beverage or another thing that we use in Del City. We had a problem with our water bill. And so what did I do? I called up and talked to a lady, and she didn't give me the answer that I wanted. So I wanted to talk to somebody else. And then I found out the two people that I usually go to were gone. They're no longer with us. So it's like, okay. So I called JD, anyway, and he got the problem corrected that I had. It was I had two. What was it? The irrigation meter that we have. We have 2 meters, one for the house, one for irrigation. Well, there was a street fee on both, and it says in y'all's in all the information that I read and stuff, it says that the irrigation meters would not have a street fee on them. Mm-hmm. So we got that taken care of, and then we have a zero consumption for our irrigation from usually in November. We have our irrigation shut down. It costs us about $300 to have it, bled out and all that so it doesn't freeze. And then, so we don't use it for about 4 months, but we get charged a base fee for consumption. It says consumption up to 1,000 gallons or 1,000 gallons or whatever is the consumption on it. We don't consume. It's zero. Mm-hmm. So we're wondering why we had to pay, the 24, whatever it is for. Anyway, I think that's being looked at, I hope. And then, anyway, so the next thing was, and I'm the type of person, whenever I find an issue, I keep looking, I get curious, and I started researching this stuff. And then I noticed that on our water for the house, we have a 1-inch meter on that also, and we were being charged more than the base fee for a 1-inch meter. We were being charged like $28, and it's like $24.68 or something. Anyway, within that, there's a water capital fee also, and we were being mischarged for that also. And then the sewer was also messed up as far as the water capital fee, or the sewer capital fee was also messed up on it. But we found all that out after I made a phone call up here and talked with Summer, and she's the utility, what is she called?
Utility coordinator.
Coordinator, okay. And so I said, you know, I need to really come up and talk to you because this is going to take a little bit longer, I think, than the phone conversation. So anyway, Sandy and I came up after she had to verify all my calculations. You know, she goes, yeah, there is something wrong. And she called me obsessive, you know, and I'm not. But anyway, we got up here on an afternoon and sat down with Summer and Joe, and they went over everything, and they found some discrepancies in the computer program, which they corrected that, and, you know, they corrected our water bill, and we also discussed the bulk trash is supposed to be $3 a month, and we were being charged $3.15 a month. I don't know, if you look at your water bill, you'll...
That's beer tax.
That, it could be, yeah, could be. Anyway, so we walked out, you know, after probably about an hour conversation and stuff, happy with, you know, what we did. So I guess my point is don't get on Facebook, people. Don't get on Facebook and talk about your water bill and stuff. Come up here and talk with the people. I mean, they're good people. I mean, my goodness, they sat there and they were real patient with us, and you know, we tried to be civil and all that kind of stuff, and it worked quite well. I mean, I walked out of there and I saved myself $7 and something cents per month, enough to buy a beer. No. But anyway, you know, I appreciate Joe and Summer doing the job they did. And, you know, they're there for people. So if you have issues with your water bill, go up there and talk to somebody. I mean, you know, and if you don't like your answer you get, then talk to somebody else, you know. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr.
And,
Ms. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead,
No,
Joe.
no. Pardon me, Mayor. Mr. and Ms. Hightower, first off, I'd like to say thank you for taking time out of your day to come up and talk with us as opposed to just coming up and going crazy, being all upset. I understand you had every right to be upset. Things were incorrect on there, but you didn't come in with that type of an attitude. I truly appreciate that myself. And I want to thank you for bringing that to our attention so that way that we knew it was wrong. We've discovered, we discovered that something was incorrect. We were able to correct it, and we were able to go back through other accounts that also have those same issues, credited that back to them, got the pricing credited back to each account that was being charged wrong. And I thank y'all for bringing that to our attention so we can get that fixed up.
All right, very good. Anybody else like to speak to the council on non-agenda items? Seeing none, Councilman Tate.
I just want to point out to the city manager, there's some graffiti on the pillars of I-40 at Southeast 15th on the north side, if you could have somebody look at that. And I also want to follow up on what Mr. McCall spoke about, was the prospective formation of the Old Town Neighborhood Watch. If anyone is listening tonight, the Neighborhood Watch, they do a fantastic job helping keep our community safe. And if you're interested in joining, it's quite rewarding. So anyone who is interested in becoming a part of that, they may not know who to contact or what to do. You can contact either Councilwoman Brown or myself, and we'll put you in touch with the people who are organizing that. And if you need our numbers, just call City Hall, and they'll give it to you.
Okay, Councilman Brown.
Yes, there were some potholes. I sent an email with some potholes. I know that we've had a lot of rain lately, and there are more than just the ones that I have seen. So if we can just be sure that we're getting a list of all of those. Thank you.
All right, Councilman Finch.
First, I want to congratulate Officer Eichelberry and Captain Payne, who were the recipients of the Mid-Del Tinker 100 Award. Also, Epperly Heights is having their Neighborhood Watch meeting March 24th. It starts at 7 o'clock, if anybody wants to come. My next thing is I try and drive the week before council. I always try to drive through my ward, drive problem areas in our city that everybody's turned in. And I went to 15th, to Bryant, up to Del Mar, and that road has progressively gotten worse. JD, have we ever found anything on who actually owns that piece of street?
It still states that it goes back and forth, that because it's unincorporated land, it would belong to the county. And we've had back and forth conversations like before where the city land does not begin until the OG&E poles hit, which is far off to the side there. There's a section of it that belongs to Smith Village in name only, but they don't do any of their own road work. That would belong to the county also. And then there's still the statement that when you see the cross section, if our line starts at OG&E, then everything to the west of that would belong to Oklahoma City. So we've never received resolution for any of that. At this point, City Attorney, if Oklahoma City doesn't claim it, Oklahoma County doesn't claim it, if it's, I guess, unincorporated land,
It doesn't fall to us, it does not fall to us automatically, though. I mean, it has to belong to somebody, so we got to figure it out. But just because everybody doesn't claim it, doesn't mean it's.
so would that be the county assessor, or would that be someone that would come and, what would be the appropriate venue for that? Because we've been fighting over this for 30 years. It's not a new question, but how do we, what would be your recommendation to getting somebody out there? Would it be a surveyor? Would it be the county assessment group? Would it be?
Probably have to be a surveyor to tell us, but I don't think we want to pay for a survey at this point. We might reach out to the county. I would say that this is something we'll take up with Sherry. That's our real estate attorney who handles this. I think we put this on her and get her opinion on that. The black and white way would be a survey, but we're going to be paying for that. So let's explore other options before we do that.
Thank you.
All right. Let's move on to item number 5, City Manager's Report.
Couple of items to bring to everyone. We had the Coffee Connection at Destiny on the 12th. Thank you for everyone who was able to go to that. And we missed Josh already, but it was a great group. Thanks to Destiny for hosting that for the chamber. We do appreciate it. I had my reminder also that Old Town Neighborhood Watch was on Thursday evening. Thank you to the other neighborhood watch associations that are coming and trying to help us get that built up. And we'll try to see what we can do to get more pushing out there through social media and otherwise to see if we can get somebody at the April meeting. So that is up and coming. We had a semi-surprise visit from TSET at City Hall on Friday the 13th. It was an awesome check-in with them. Their executive director and their marketing team came to see the fruits of our labor of the $120,000 that they had given us back in 2024. For those of you, just to catch up on the project, we did a master parks and trails plan specifically for Sequoia Park, and then if there was money left over to work on Ray Trent Park, and the majority of that went to Sequoia. So that'll be given to you all for final review, modification, and a potential approval in the coming weeks. But TSET got to see what we were doing, how we were doing, why we were doing, and that is one of the goals. Is this was a planning amount of money, so we were able to do it to build the plan. And as we were talking, Director Gandy gave a fantastic presentation to them on all the work that they went into putting that together, the floodplain mitigation that would have to happen for Ward 1, and just different items that are up and coming. And in doing that, it was also a great reminder to them when they bring out their next set of money. This next pot of money is about $80,000 per winter, so we're going to be working on that. And then as money continues forward, and that is something we've asked them for, is can we use their grant money and other grant money that's been brought to our attention through Councilwoman Brown on ACOG, can we put that money together and build up something with it? And TSET is all about combining their monies with other people to make it go farther. So it was a great meeting. We got some great pictures. They gave us a cool little piece of hardware that we'll show you all at the next meeting that's kind of nice, just to show that they appreciate us doing that. And as a reminder, because of all the hard work of this, the employees here at Del City, we're considered the gold standard. So there's 3 different layers of it. And we hit the gold standard, which is the highest amount that you can request from TSET. So we greatly appreciate that. On that note, just to let you all know, as our main grant manager, TSET money is incredibly unique to the city. And so you may get questions from your senator and representative up and coming with this year of whether or not we want to continue TSET in its current plan, or would we use that money from the endowment fund to go elsewhere. I would highly encourage us to keep it where it is because it does a lot for municipalities, and the 120 that we received is just the beginning. More can come with each year. Each time we get a grant, we qualify again 2 to 3 years later. So we're going to be hitting that up each time and maxing out the allocation that we can get. Last items we have up for bid is the Chamber is also having their next coffee connection on April the 2nd at Sovereign Bank. That'll be before our next council meeting. So reminding everybody if that they would like to attend that, we have the notice of gatherings built for you to attend there. So that is up and coming at 8 o'clock at Sovereign Bank on the 2nd of April. And on the grant side of things, to let you know, TSET is something that we are working on. Give me a second to get this right because it's LWCF. Land Water Conservation Fund Park Project is one that was brought to our attention. We are looking into that and seeing what that will do. That is a 50% match grant on anything that we do for parks. So we are looking into using that to help offset the park project that we are currently in working on. The T-Mobile grant, we did not receive the one that was due December 31. The new one is good for March 30th, so we are resubmitting the exact same T-Mobile grant from before, which would give us the materials that we need for the Senior Activity Center. And then last but not least, Encompass 2050 is kind of like an ACOG wish list. We are getting our documentation together for there of some of the major roads, bridges, and things that we would like to see upgraded and updated through ACOG. So that is on our list to have all of that done by the end of March. On that note, moving on to department reports, City Clerk's report.
Okay, we have our tax report for the month. Our sales tax was down $19,792.25. That is a 0.86% difference. Our use tax was down $41,461.18. That is a decrease of 25.09%. Our tobacco tax was up $303.29, which was an increase of 5.65%. And our hotel motel tax was up $2,864.60, which is an increase of 27.20%. And that's all I have.
Thank you. City Attorney.
I have nothing tonight, thank you.
Okay. I have my two acting Public Works Director group. Anything that you'd like to add before we get to the MSA? Okay. Then on to the Fire Chief's report.
I'll hurry. And I agree with the beer guy for sure on
The beer guy.
for
Hightower a tag that says that now.
beer guy.
Name tag, beer guy.
So for the month of February, we ran 300 calls for service, 311 calls. 219 of those are medical calls, 10 fires for that month. Our average response time for the month was 3 minutes, 43 seconds. Total training hours, 469 hours. Total inspections, 33 annual inspections, 6 new occupancy inspections, and 1 fire protection system review. Events for the month, Blue Shift attended the Step Up to Violence at Del City Middle School. We actually set up a booth there, and I think Harrison actually gave a little speech, so that was pretty cool. We were able to cook hot dogs the other day for Del City High School's Wild Week for Cancer. They came by Station 2, and we did their dogs for them while they did their walk or run around the, I think they went from Ray Trent to Del Crest, and then I think back, and then we served them hot dogs there at Station 2. Green Shift this month, I think I told y'all last month they were challenged by Miss Guild's 3rd grade class in a dodgeball competition. I said we wouldn't lose, but I think we lost that game, so.
Bigger targets.
Yeah, it was fun though. The guys have a great, they go every once a month and read to that class, so. Ashton, Captain Vernon, kudos to him for staying really involved. Ladder 1, we got it back, so it's back in service. Thank you. 21 guys this month had state EMT recertification. All 21 have passed and been recertified. As you saw, Tyler Payne, Captain Payne, received a Mid-Del Tinker 100. You know, every year we kind of pick an event or something, a special event or an occasion where they responded on a call, and just one event done something really well. This year we changed it up a little bit with Captain Payne. He's just a consistent leader. I mean, he comes in, does the right thing every day, always willing to go above and beyond. He can, even our administration bounces ideas off of him sometimes. So he's just a great leader. So he well deserved for Tinker 100 Firefighter of the Year. We're finishing up. We just finished up captain's promotions. Captain Brewer, who you just saw, 16-year, been on the department 16 years, just promoted to captain. It's well deserved. He'd been in that position, acting captain, for off and on for over 3 years. So he's definitely ready. We're working on sergeant promotions next. That's going to be, we have 16 guys for one position, so that's going to be really competitive on that. And then just a reminder, severe weather's here. We've already sounded the sirens in the weather event the other day. It was building, the polygon was headed right for us. And we sounded a little early that day because we knew people were going to be outside, baseball season, so we tried to give them a lot of a warning. I will say that we did, I'm going to admit it here, we sounded a little longer than we should have because we were teaching our new guy, and we forgot to tell him to stop when they got that close. So we heard it go off one extra time, so if you heard it, that's on me. Other than that, tomorrow's critical fire danger day, so everybody keep that in mind. It's on a critical level, so tomorrow afternoon, the humidity and the wind's going to be at a critical level, so no sparks, no burning, no anything. Anybody got any questions?
Chief, you touched on the Mid-Del 100 and the officers that represented the city there, but you also gave a short talk at that meeting, and you did an excellent job. And I was very proud to be the mayor of Del City when all those guys and yourself went up on stage. So you represent the city well. You did a good job that night. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Chief, during that last severe weather event we had in my neighborhood, some of the neighbors came out to watch the storm moving in, and we could barely hear the siren, and they were complaining about that. Is that something the fire department inspects, or how should we go about having that checked?
Yes, we test every Saturday at noon. The time before last, I had guys, so we had a complaint, and I can't remember if it was your area or not, I'll check, but we had our guys go to each siren over the next 2 weeks, I think, every time we tested it. Every one of them is functioning properly. That being, I say they're sounding properly. Each one of those heads has like 8 or 9 speakers in it. So when we come up to services next time, we're going to have them check every speaker in that head. But every siren is functioning at this time.
Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
A lot of that could be due to wind too, right?
Yeah.
You're not making it here.
Yeah, sure. Could be.
The wind direction.
Wind direction, yeah.
Not always your fault.
Anybody else?
Only other item I have before we close out on my report, speaking of the severe weather and the different options, the wind event that we had yesterday, I guess is the way to put it. If anyone has any issues where they do see a down power line or their power goes out, flickers, whatever it needs to do, please, as a reminder, to report that to OG&E. Whenever I had a lot of folks sending me text messages going, hey, we're out here, here, and here, I do send it to our rep and let them know and send it through our channels also. But whenever you're putting them in on the online system, you either have to log in yourself or use your account number or use something specific to you to get your residents to actually lock in. And the more people that do that, the more attention gets drawn to it. So while sending it to police, fire, the city manager is a good start also, please remember to report that directly on OG&E's website. And that's all I have.
All done? Okay. Let's move on to item number 6, consent docket. Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve the following items by unanimous consent with one motion. Item A is minutes of the regular meeting of the council of March 2nd, 2026. Item B is a budget amendment for fiscal year 25-26 as shown in Exhibit A to the council agenda. Item C is assess abatement costs to property owners in the total amount of $7,701.32 for cleanup of previously abated properties in accordance with Dell City Code, Section 13-106 through 13-114. And the items are 1 through 8 as written. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve as written A, B, and C.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Take the vote. Councilman Finch.
Aye.
Councilman Tatum.
Aye.
Councilman Brown.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. The motion carries. Move on to item number 7. Expenditure of funds for repairs, Ladder 1. Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve or deny payment to industrial truck equipment in the amount of $158,777 for Ladder 1 repairs funded through insurance proceeds from a prior rear-end collision. Authorize city manager to endorse any necessary documents. Do I hear a motion?
Make a motion to approve as written, authorize city manager to endorse any necessary documents.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Take the vote. Councilman Finch.
Aye.
Councilman Brown.
Aye.
Councilman Tatum.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. The motion carries. Don't park your trucks on the interstate, Chief. It's hard to believe somebody couldn't see that truck with as many lights as you got on it. Item number 8, ratify expenditure of funds to repair to 2013 Ferrera aerial apparatus ladder 2. Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve and ratify the expenditure and declaring an emergency of authorization to proceed to Cummings Southern Plains LLC for repairs on a 2013 Ferrera aerial apparatus ladder 2 for an amount not to exceed $13,659.54. Authorize city manager to endorse any necessary. Do I hear motion?
I'll make a motion to approve and ratify the expenditure and declaring an emergency of authorization to proceed to Cummings Southern Plains LLC. Authorize city manager to endorse any necessary documents.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Take the vote. Councilman Finch.
Aye.
Councilman Tatum.
Aye.
Councilman Brown.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. The motion is carried. Item number 9 is an ordinance, Municipal Code Lien Enforcement, Chapter 16, creating Article 8. Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve with modifications, or deny adopting ordinance number 1455, adopting the Municipal Code Lien Enforcement Act of 2025, Oklahoma Statute, Title 11, Sections 22 through 140 through 22 through 140.5, by creating Article 8, Municipal Code Lien Enforcement of Chapter 16. Planning and Development authorizing the use of a judicial rem foreclosure for municipal code liens, excluding owner-occupied property, establishing procedure requirements for notice, filing, and enforcement, providing severability, and declaring an effective date. Authorize mayor to endorse same. Do I hear a motion?
Make a motion to approve adopting ordinance 1455 and authorize mayor to endorse same.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? City Attorney, would you explain in layman's terms exactly what we're doing? Because I'm looking at Ron, and he looks confused, and Jim looks like he wants a beer.
I'm with the beer man. Thanks for the setup, that was easy.
You're welcome.
So the legislature in 2025, last year, authorized municipalities to foreclose on municipal liens. In the past, it has been unclear whether that was authorized or not. Most municipalities have not done that. To clarify, there's now a specific provision that allows us to do that. In order to do that, though, you guys have to adopt that as our policy, as our ordinance. So I'm asking you to authorize and adopt that ordinance. That will allow us in 6 months to begin the process of lien abatement and foreclosure. And I think we've talked in a couple of our study sessions, there's a couple properties already that we could look forward to doing this with. So this just starts the process.
Excluding owner-occupied property. Just wanted to point that out.
Yes, yes. And it has to be total amount of over $1,500, so that we're not abating somebody's, we're not going to foreclose somebody for a $400 mowing lien.
Right.
It has to be $1,500 minimum.
Thank you. Is there any more discussion? Let's take the vote. Councilman Finch?
Aye.
Councilman Tatum?
Aye.
Councilman Brown?
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. The motion carries. Move on to item 10. Is there any further council input? Seeing none. Item 11.
We don't have Michael, someone's got to step up.
Somebody's got to step up.
I move that we adjourn to MSA.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Take the vote. Councilman Tatum?
Aye.
Councilman Finch?
Aye.
Councilman Brown?
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. We are now adjourned to the Dell City Municipal Services Authority. Joe, would you call the roll?
Trustee Finch. Trustee Brown.
Here.
Trustee Tatum.
Here.
Chairman Eason.
Chairman is here. Is there anybody in the public that would like to speak to the Municipal Services Authority on the non-agenda items? Bye, beer man. Seeing none, do any trustees have anything they'd like to speak on non-agenda? You opened your mouth. That made me look. Move on to item number 4 is manager's report.
We do have our 2 acting directors here to be able to provide any updates that you all may need, but I just wanted to give a quick shout out to them and everyone at the wastewater treatment plant for working with us so diligently and getting that information. Mr. Hatfield, you provided me with a very in-depth update on what we're doing at the wastewater plant. Thank you so much. We're getting those projects off the ground, and Joe is continuing to make sure we have the money and items available to get that done post-haste, so thank you very much to both of you.
That it? Yes, sir. Thank you. Item number 5 is consent docket. Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve the following items by unanimous consent with one motion. Item A is minutes of the regular meeting of DCMSA of February 17, 2026. Item B is a budget amendment for fiscal year 2025-2026 as shown in Exhibit A to the DCMSA agenda. Item C is a blanket purchase order in the amount of $25,000 for Public Works uniforms to cover the remainder of fiscal year 26 to the Cintas Corporation. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve 5A, 5B, and 5C as written.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Take the vote. Trustee Tatum?
Aye.
Trustee Brown?
Aye.
Trustee Finch?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. The motion carries. Item number 6 is a purchase order, utility line maintenance for fiscal year 2026. Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve with modifications, or deny a purchase order for materials required by utility line maintenance for repairs and routine operational maintenance to Oklahoma Contractors Supply Incorporated for $27,188. Do I hear a motion?
I make a motion that we approve as written.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Yes, is this just for materials? But,
It is material.
like, is this just for stock? Okay.
Anything you want to discuss, or?
This is just everyday parts that we use. It's the couplings, the flanges, the valves, the brass valves that we use that are at the meter. It's just everyday stock that we go through on a constant basis. And we're running really low, and this should be able to finish out the year for us.
Good.
It always helps to have it there, so.
Yeah, we're running low on some of the stuff, especially, there's some 2-inch stuff, 1.5 inches. We kind of went through some of that at the McDonald's, issue. So we went through a few parts over there that now we're running really low. If something was to happen, we'd be scrambling we'd have to piece stuff together on some of these things. So we
All
need
right.
the proper
When-
parts to be able to put it back together.
When you say year, do you mean the calendar year or
No,
the fiscal
just to
year?
finish out the rest of this budget year.
Okay.
Till June 30.
So for the future, will these purchases be made like with bigger blanket purchase orders?
Yeah, so in the future, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get a really good list of every piece of brass part that we actually use.
Consumables.
Yeah, and you know, our everyday stuff. And I want to put that out to an annual bid. That way it's already out there. That way, if I do start running really low on a part, I can go to my annual bid, look at the lowest price, make a purchase. And I already did have a BPO for the first part of the year. I went through it. Brass has gotten extremely expensive.
Yeah.
All the parts have gotten a lot more expensive, and we went through that pretty quick. So my goal for next year is to be able to have an annual bid of our everyday use parts. That way, when we need something, we can make a purchase right then. So,
Awesome.
All right, very good.
all right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Take the vote. Trustee Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Finch.
Aye.
Trustee Tatum.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. The motion carries. Is there any trust input?
Make a motion that we adjourn to the Oklahoma Municipal Retirement Fund.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Take the vote. Trustee Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Finch.
Aye.
Trustee Tatum.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. The motion carries. Call to order the Oklahoma Municipal Retirement Fund. Joe, would you call the roll, please?
Trustee Finch,
Here.
Trustee Brown,
Here.
Trustee Tatum,
Here.
Chairman Eason.
Chairman is here. Anybody in the public that would like to address the Oklahoma Municipal Retirement Fund? No. Any trustees? Seeing none. Move on to item 4, minutes. Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of OMRF of July 7, 2025. Been a while. I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion that we approve as written.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Take the vote. Trustee Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Finch.
Aye.
Trustee Tatum.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. The motion carries. Item number 5 is authorized signatory for Oklahoma Municipal Retirement Fund. Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve or deny updating the authorized signatory for the Oklahoma Municipal Retirement Fund and designated an authorized agent, authorized committee chairman to endorse same. Who is the authorized agent that we're designating?
Madonna Sanders.
Madonna Sanders. That should probably be in here. To whoever makes the motion, would you include in the motion that we're authorizing Madonna Sanders?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll make the motion.
Yes, sir. I said yes, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Go ahead then.
I will scream it next time. I'll make a motion to approve updating the authorized signatory for Oklahoma Municipal Retirement Fund and designating an authorized agent, Madonna Sanders, authorized committee chairman to endorse same.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Let's take the vote. Oh, any discussion? No. Trustee Finch.
Aye.
Trustee Tatum.
Aye.
Trustee Brown.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. The motion carries. Any further committee input?
Make a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Take the vote. Trustee Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Tatum.
Aye.
Trustee Finch.
Aye.
What'd you say?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. We are now adjourned.